Okay, I'm going to look at Salesgram from a new user perspective. I'll go through the landing page and then I'll jump into the product as well. Um, yeah, I'll be looking for anything that could improve clarity in the product pitch, make the product more usable, and ultimately help increase conversion rates from visitors to paying customers. Yeah, I hope it's helpful. Let's dive in. Okay, Salesgram, you know hundreds of people, you've lost track of who should meet whom. Tag the people and conversations you already know. Salesgram surfaces the matches hidden in your own network, who should meet, who to introduce, when to reach out. Not prospecting, not a CRM. Okay, cool. So, like, generally, I understand this is going to operate on my existing contact list, and it's talking about like who should meet whom, as if the main purpose is for me to find people I know that I should introduce to each other, which is, I think, for some people that's probably like, maybe that's something that some people do a lot, and it's not something I'm personally in the habit of doing very often. Is like, oh, let me find some business contacts and proactively try to get them to meet. But maybe, but I can still see how that would be a useful thing to do. And maybe this is also, I don't know, maybe it's also about like helping me find people I need to reconnect with for a purpose. I'm not sure, but let me keep going. Because you could book a demo, you could sign in, built for the people who live off their relationships, from your address book to a match automatically, collect your contacts, smart address book, arco tags, unifies contacts, email, meeting, and notes into one living profile per person. You tag each contact in your own words, so it captures who they are. Address book. Okay. I'm really like hesitant and concerned to share my address book without being confident in how that's being used. Like, I would want to make sure that if I'm going to put my address book in here, that information is not being sold, right? Like, I don't want to sell my contacts information. So it could be helpful to address that concern that people might have up front. Understands relationships, suggests and notifies you. Daily match feed. Right person, right bridge. You make the warm intro yourself. Okay. So it is about like doing intros for people, which, it's not something I think about much, like I said, but I can see how this can be a way to like maybe build up social capital in your network if you're making good, relevant intros that are helpful for people. Six tools, one logic. An address book that finally works for you, hierarchical tags, context you need when you need it, search the way you think, wired into your tools, active tagging. Okay. So I want to jump in and try it. I want to spend more time on the actual product. So let me sign in. I don't think I have an account already, but let me check. Okay. Let me change the screen that I'm sharing so that you can see what I see here. So when I click sign in, I landed on an authentication page. Let me switch my screen. Okay, cool. And it defaulted to Italian, despite the fact that the page I was on was specifically an English page, and I think there was even an EN English route in the URL. So one improvement is that you can make sure if you send people to a different page, like the authentication page, is make sure that that language preference is carried over into authentication as well. But luckily, like, I think I could figure out, okay, continue with Google, choose an account. continue. Okay, cool. So I'm back in English now. So this is good. What do you want to make happen in your network? It keeps listening for flag. Okay. Anonymous usage statistics. They help understand. Let me just reject. Okay. Tell Salesgram it keeps listening and flags who in your network can help you. I'm looking for clients manager. What do you want to make happen in your network? What am I looking for? I'm looking for people with SaaS building experience who want to dedicate some of their time towards doing paid SaaS product video reviews with feedback. Continue. And that was just kind of the first example that came to mind. But there's other goals I could think of. So I wonder, would a Salesgram let you set up multiple goals, or is it all oriented around that one goal that you input? Okay, bring in your network, import from Google. So people you already know, import your Google contacts. I don't know if I have a lot of contacts in Google. I've got like LinkedIn contacts. I've got my Apple contacts that I primarily use. Okay, it looks like I could do CSV. Here is what I was concerned with earlier. So your contacts stay yours. You are the data owner. We keep them on your behalf, isolated in your account. We don't sell or share them. No advertising, no data brokers. Your data never leaves your space. Okay, so that's reassuring. I mean, I also have to trust that your system won't get hacked or compromised in some way, or like some employee of your company might just decide to go and like access this data and take it. So there's still risk and concerns here, but at least you're addressing it and making some statement of how this will be handled. AI doesn't learn from your data. Okay. So I don't think I have anything in Google Contacts. Let me see. Before I go that route, like I want to. Yeah, there's like 4 people in my Google Contacts. So I don't know if I'll get like a great match with that sort of like test data. And then CSV, like I might be willing to export my LinkedIn contacts as CSV. I don't know how to do that. So you might want to include some instructions of how you can get your data out of other systems, like the ones I mentioned, like LinkedIn and Apple Contacts, how I can get it and give it to Salesgram. Like maybe there's a tried and true way to get a CSV out of those things. You might want to help people along with that path if they're not using Google. Let me ask Grok if I can export my LinkedIn contacts. I export LinkedIn contacts as CSV. Yes, you can. Okay. Built-in data export tool. Settings and privacy. Data provider, get a copy of your data. Oof. All right. Let's try this. You know what? If this doesn't work, I don't want to let's try it first and then I'll do Google. So, okay, Grok told me to go to my profile, go to settings. Where's settings? Manage your account privacy. Okay. Data privacy, download your data. Oh, okay. And it's not available right away. So LinkedIn gives you that option to download your data, which includes your connections, but it takes up to 24 hours to receive it. All right. So then that's not going to work for the sake of this test. Let me just do import from Google. Oh no, this is totally broken. This went to like a local host IP. So that's totally broken, unfortunately. Let me try to go back. Oh, and then when I went back, it kind of started over from here. Started from the beginning. Let me see, CSV, import contacts. Let me try this. No, that path is broken as well. Let me go back. Okay, so let me just go. Let me see if I can export as CSV from Google Contacts. Yes, Google CSV export. Okay, I got that. Now remember, I only had 4 people in my Google Contacts, but let's at least test this out. So I'm gonna drag my contact CSV over. I'm just gonna let it use the default here. It looks like the email is not included, which, it should just be able to like intuitively understand the Google export CSV format. Email one valued. I don't know why that was on ignore, but let me set that as email. Continue. Okay, so now that worked. The default settings captured first name and last name, but it didn't have email address, and I think that's probably important. So let me import those. Okay, so it's working on that file import. Cool. Looks like it worked. And let's see. So what do I do now? Introductions, follow-ups, opportunities, ideas, projects, opportunities. Okay, here's an opportunity. My contacts, Dean, Hannah, Luca. What's the opportunity? Contacts involved. Okay, so this task is written in Italian, I think, rather than English. So there's still some lingering like language preference issues within the product. So it confirms. So like, okay, how an opportunity is born. Opens an opportunity when 2 or more contacts share a tag. Here you find who involved with shared connectors. Okay, so there's some type of opportunity identified across these 4 contacts. What it is, I don't know. Ready to confirm it as a project, build a team. Let me turn that into a project, see what happens. Okay, it's a project. Still got some Italian stuff here, and here, and here. Staffing. I'm not quite sure what this is. I'm not quite sure what like the project structure is, how I'm supposed to use that. Let me go to ideas. Capture an idea, add tags, opportunities, like, okay, contacts. So let me add some like tags here, maybe. Tags, my contacts. Okay. How can I remove a tag? Uh-oh, what's going on? How do I add and remove tags? Let's see. So I don't see an easy way to add and remove, to like manage tags for this person. I went to art school with this person. New introduction, new experience. Import from LinkedIn or add it manually. So it says you can import from LinkedIn, but I don't see a way to do that. Import from conversation, search on LinkedIn. Okay. It would be nice if there's a way that I can associate this person with a LinkedIn profile, and maybe it can suggest a few people like, hey, I think this looks like this person on LinkedIn, and you just click a button and it makes that association. That would be nice. Okay. So in general, as far as converting people from landing page, um, I think the main thing I see right now is like the onboarding experience of how easy it is to get your contacts into the system, whether you use Google or otherwise. And then once they get into the kind of, they've got their contacts in, it's not super clear exactly what I'm supposed to do next. And I feel like the experience could be a little bit more guided because there's a lot going on. There's a lot to click on. It takes some time to wrap your head around it. So I think the experience can be a little bit more guided, and that can help people towards getting to their first like value payoff. I think that's really the thing to focus on, is like you want to get someone to value as quickly as possible. And for Salesgram, I think that means like identifying a connection, identifying some opportunity. You want to get them to that as quickly as possible, and then they've received value and they're going to want to keep using this. So that's what I see. As far as like how you're driving people to your landing page is a whole other topic to go into. Yeah, I'm going to end the review here. I really hope that this was helpful. I see a lot of things that we can continue to dive into, and I'd be happy to do that. So let me know. We'll be in touch.